Hey there, Internet. Hobby Drifter here again. And, I've been going through my collection, feeling kind of nostalgic, figuring out what I want to keep, what I want to get rid of. Spoiler alert, most of it's stuff I'm getting rid of. And I came across this stack of Evangelion CDs. Now, maybe a surprise for a guy who has lived in Japan for almost over 13 years now. Not a huge anime fan. Was kind of a casual fan back in high school and college. When I came to Japan, I was thinking, oh wow, I can do all the anime stuff that I've ever wanted to do. And as it turns out, that was taken care of in just a couple of months. So the thing that my favorite series of all time, Neon Genesis Evangelion. When I came to Japan, 2006, it had basically run its course. They were getting set for the reboot series, but you would still see Eva stuff everywhere, and a lot of it was really, really cheap. And something that I always enjoyed about Evangelion was the music. So, as you know, we've got the chain of stores Book Off that sells used stuff. And a lot of this stuff is Eva material that I got from Book Off, almost all of it. And I just wanted to run through some of this before I wind up doing whatever it is I'm going to do with it. This guy here is Evangelion 2. It's the second soundtrack, and basically this is what you see everywhere. If you go to any used bookstore, or at least if you did, up until a few years ago, this would be there waiting for you. I think it would cost 100 yen back in 2006, 2007, and it is basically unnecessary if you get some of these other CDs. But it's the soundtrack to the middle of the series. You get a version of the Cruel Angel Thesis. This is the TV size version, along with a whole bunch of versions of Fly Me to the Moon and stuff from a bunch of the middle parts of the series. Not a necessary addition to the collection, but I wanted to show it off here. Okay, starting with what is a very necessary thing. This is the S2 Works. And this is like one of those legendary things. You could see it at anime conventions in the U.S. Like when I'd go to, and I'd see this $100, $150. I want to say the original MSRP was something like 15,000 yen. And this is basically all of the music from the series, plus a ton of alternate takes, and different versions of everything, except for what you might expect. There's no regular standard version of Cruel Angel Thesis, or the most popular versions of Fly Me to the Moon. But in this insane box set, in this insane box set, you get the liner notes. Basically completely incomprehensible if you can't read Japanese, but you are going to need this because there's no other track listing on the discs or on the box. So most of these have names like B1, B2, D. Very interesting. On the front, of course, it's from this particular shot is from the end of Evangelion. Not Evangelion. The Death and Rebirth, where or Shinji has raised blood on his hands, and then the reverse of the thing is from the end of Evangelion, where he's got something else on his hands, which is just a gross troll move here. But then, yeah, you get a whole bunch of different discs in here, with the different characters on them. There's Andy. Can't have a video without Andy. All shots from the montage at the end of Evangelion. And discs are all very, very basic. Andy, here to check out my basic discs? Yeah, very basic. This particular version also included a bonus disc, which is some of the classical stuff and music from End of Eva in this little thing. I got this dirt cheap. I want to say it was about 2,000 yen when I picked it up. I'm told this originally included a telephone card, which this did not come with, so, you know, oh, so sad. Would have been nice for a collector's item, but whatever. Not going to lose any sleep over it. Next we get some other fun stuff here. This is the soundtrack to the End of Evangelion in this cool red slipcase. This is not really something that you would need to own if you have the S2 Works box set. Not really necessary, but it's really cool, right? Very attractive disc. Another shot from the montage sequence towards the end of Evangelion. Some nice screenshots in here. Got the lyrics, English for Thanatos and Kamsa Sirtad. Cool item to have on a shelf, but like I say, if you've got the S2 Works, it's not really something that you really need to have. And you got the soundtrack for, I'm sorry, this is Evangelion Edition. It's some extra stuff that was not included in the original soundtrack release, 1, 2, and 3. You've got the classical stuff, the Hallelujah Chorus, Fly Me to the Moon versions, whole bunch of just interesting stuff. But what made this really fun is it came with this cool slipcase here. This is a free ticket to see Evangelion Death and Rebirth. Yeah, free ticket for 1997. Unused, so whoever bought this CD would have got the free ticket and just never cashed it in. And now it is in my collection. It's got that really cool iconic artwork of the pilots. I've got a little statue of this. I really love this image. It's one of my favorite from the whole series. So of all this stuff, you've got, you know, the End of Eva, S2 Works. It's still missing the regular version, like the actual full-size song version of some of the classic stuff. And this is just a single, and it's, you just see down here, Cruel Angel Thesis and Fly Me to the Moon, and that's all it is. Regular versions of Fly Me to the Moon and Cruel Angel Thesis to finish off the set. And last but not least, completely unnecessary. Nobody needs this whatsoever, but I'm keeping it in my collection because it is the first CD that I bought upon moving to Kyushu. My first apartment was above a secondhand store that sold used CDs and books and comics and their other stuff. And this is just a, we're going to get the color version here. Very pretty. And it's just a tiny little micro CD containing Thanatos, Comme Societad, and Air. Only three discs, or 3 tracks on one cute, tiny little disc. And I think it makes a good companion piece to the full End of Eva soundtrack with the red slipcases. Alright, everyone, so, yeah, if you really want to own the legit versions of all the music from Evangelion, this is what you're going to need. The S2 Works CD, the End of Evangelion thing to get just a few extra ones, and this. If you're on a really tight budget, basically just these two will get you all the music that you've heard, plus a bunch of stuff that you haven't. Alright, that's going to be it for my look at some of my old Evangelion CDs. What do you think? If you want to see me flip through a few of my other nostalgic collections, let me know in the comments, and if not, I don't know, I'll probably do it anyway. This has been the Hobby Drifter, and Andy. Hello, Andy. Say goodbye, Andy. Andy's not going to say goodbye. I'll say goodbye. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks, everyone. Take care, and happy hobbying.